How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Massive Beer Reviews back with yet another review in the scorching heat that is northeastern Pennsylvania. We're having a horrible summer. It's just brutal hot. Anyway, and I keep picking Weizenbocks to do on like the brutalest hot days. But anyway, tonight we're going to be doing a Weizenbock from Atwater. I've had a couple Atwater beers. Some I like, some I don't like. I did review their Voodoo Vader. I've never had this beer before. I've never seen it before. I went into a local six-pack place close to my work, and they had this on clearance. I didn't even know it was an Atwater beer based off the labeling because they're usually pretty similar in general. It seems like they do branding that way for their beers. I saw it, I looked at it, I picked it up, brought it home, started to look it up. It is a, they say it's a Doppelbock, Weizen Doppelbock. This is our Weizen Doppelbock, they call it. But the thing about this I'm looking forward to is it's old. I have no idea how old it is. That may be why the labeling is a little different because it is so old. All I know is the coating on the front has April. It's not checked off when it was born, but it's 09, 10, 11. So, I mean, I'm guessing, put it right in the middle, it's at least 4 years old, which would make it a little bit better. So I'm pretty excited to try it because their Voodoo Vader, their Doppelbock, not their Weizenbock, but the Doppelbock is one of my favorite Doppelbocks, especially American-made Doppelbocks. So I'm pretty excited to give it a whirl. As far as labeling goes, it's a little bit cheesy. Nothing too crazy. It's not a bad label. It's just, you know, pretty generic. It is older, so it seems like their labeling quality has progressed. But as I said in my Voodoo Vader review, I'm not a huge fan of their labels in general. As far as what's on the bottle, your government warning stuff. Teufel is the name of the beer from Atwater Brewery. Let's see. It says our Weizen Doppelbock is dominated with 60% wheat that imparts a nutty biscuit flavor. It is complemented with Pearl and Hirschbrucker hops for a nice sweet finish. Our biggest beer yet, Prost. And that's pretty much it. I mean, it's a little old school logo on there. The logo's not even like that anymore. So I'm pretty jazzed to give this a whirl, especially finding an old beer kind of random on a shelf somewhere. Let's see. A little bit lighter than a Weizenbock, what I typically expect from them. Actually, a lot lighter. I mean, that's decently light. You know, about a finger and a half worth of head, just off white, nothing too crazy. It's a golden colored. I don't know if you can see that, but it's not dark what I typically expect a Weizenbock to be, so that's a bit of a surprise. So, nose-wise, ooh. It smells good. It smells sweeter than what I typically expect from a Weizenbock. I'm usually looking for that, like they even said, 60% wheat. I'm expecting that wheatiness and a bit of yeastiness with it. This has that, but there's this nice sweet finish to it. Nose-wise, that's sweeter than what I expected. So that's a nice little surprise. The color is a surprise, the nose is a surprise. I'm kind of encouraged to see what it tastes like. Other stuff you get in the nose, I mean, Weizenbocks in general typically aren't too crazy nose-wise. Maltiness, like I said, that's sweetness. A bit of wheat, nothing too crazy though. And just the tiniest bit of yeastiness. So let's see what she has taste-wise. It's good. It's hard to talk about it because it is older, so I'm not quite sure if it's exactly what it's supposed to taste like, given that it's, I'm assuming, about 4 years old. A drier finish, what I'm typically used to with the Weizenbock. Not overly sweet. The nose is way sweeter than it actually tastes. Tastes like no other Weizenbock I've had before. Definitely a bunch of wheat. a nuttiness to it, almost like almonds is in there. A super dry finish, like way drier than I expected, and way drier than I'm used to with Weizenbock. So I like it though. It works for me. It's one of my favorite styles of beer, even though this is kind of out of the norm of what they typically do taste like. I'm enjoying what I'm getting from it. Mouthfeel wise, it looks denser than how it tastes. Not super chewy, not super dense, but it's not thin by any stretch of the imagination. Somewhere in between, and that dry finish just kind of makes it. I mean, that dryness is not a bad thing, but it's just throwing me off with this. What's good? It's almost, and I mean, I'm going to say it's like a jacked up wheat beer, which a Weizenbock, you can just say that's what a Weizenbock is in general, but it tastes like it's somewhere between like a unfiltered wheat and a traditional Weizenbock, like somewhere in the middle, like a super jacked up wheat, or not a watered down, I hate to use that expression, but a lighter version of a Weizenbock. Which isn't a bad thing, but when you're going into it expecting that, the traditional, Weizenbock taste, it's just throws you a little. So yeah, I mean, rating it wise on a Weizenbock scale, I'm going to probably give it an 84. Just because, based on what it is, it doesn't taste much like it. It's still a really good beer, but it also has that dry finish that's a little bit overpowering for me. Again, it is probably 4 years old, so that might have something to do with it. But it is higher ABV. It's a 10.9% Weizenbock, so I mean it should age gracefully. Yeah, so I would give it an 84. Availability, never seen it before, so I'm gonna give it a 1 just because I got a 4-pack. Value-wise, I got it for $10 for a 4-pack, which is right where Atwater usually sits with their 4-packs. So, I mean, it's right in line, so value-wise, I'd probably give it like a 7. So, yeah, 84 on overall, and, 1 on availability, and value, a 7. So, that is Atwater Brewery's Teufel, which I assume means devil. I'll try to look up, see what it means real quick, and just the images were just a bunch of devils, so I assume that's what it means, with especially the devil being on there. So Teufel from Atwater Brewing. If you're into doppelbocks, or you're almost like this would be training wheels going from a traditional wheat to a not doppelbocks, Weizenbock, might be something you want to give it a whirl, especially if you could find it. I looked online real quick and I saw reviews, and most of them were from last year, so I'm not sure if it's still produced, but you can see it. If you're into that kind of style of beer, definitely be something you might want to check out, and hopefully you check out the rest of our videos, and if you have any comments, suggestions, complaints, anything, leave in the comment section below. If you'd like to check us out anywhere else on the internet, you can check us out at Massive Beers on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And that's pretty much it. Yeah. Another review in the books. So, hopefully you enjoyed the review. Hopefully you watch the others. And cheers.